That's very interesting to me, how things on the macro picture seem to be getting worse, yet the price is holding steady.
Yeah, so as bearish as I was when we were at 65 to 69,000, I would say I'm lukewarm now on Bitcoin.
Okay.
It doesn't mean I think the bottom is in, but you're right. Let's take a look at the chart of Bitcoin. This is something I want to show you guys.
Yeah.
So here we have, this is the drop on the Terra Luna collapse. And we dropped from about 31,000 and change down to about 17 and change. And so that drop was about 40+%. Now, if you look at the collapse of FTX, Bitcoin only dropped 25%. And so you could argue that FTX was a much bigger blow up in terms of institutional money being involved and kind of the earthquake that it caused, yet Bitcoin dropped less. And so to me, I take that as a signal that says, okay, it's not the end yet, but we're getting there. And so a couple of the analysis points. So number one, I looked at the comparisons of FTX's blow up and the Lehman Brothers collapse in 08, noticing again, Lehman was a bank, it collapsed. An exchange, FTX, kind of like a bank, but in crypto, it collapsed. Now, how long did the S&P 500 take to bottom after Lehman Brothers? And the answer is it took about 6 months. So then extrapolate that out and say, okay, in 6 months from now, we might be seeing the bottom in Bitcoin. And the reason you can kind of extrapolate this out is because human emotion, you could say, oh, well, that's stocks, this is crypto. But the answer is it's all the same. And the reason it's the same is because humans, you and me, we're the buyers and sellers. And does your emotion change? Does my emotion change? No, greed and fear. It's what rules the market. So you can really extrapolate that out. And the last thing I'll say is the S&P, when Lehman collapsed, fell another 45% from that point, from that collapse, before it bottomed in March 09. In that case, we should see Bitcoin fall approximately 45% more from approximately that, breakdown level around 18,000 and change. To me, that gives me a target just below 10,000. And keep in mind that max pain is caused when even numbers are broken. You'll see a ton of stops run at 10,000. That could be the bottom when it breaks into the 9,000.
Just real quick about, is that psychological?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it's not. And again, the three factors. Always remember, an investor has three factors to them. Number one is personal discipline. So you have to be a disciplined investor.
Yes.
Number two is human psychology.
Yes.
And that's this part where charts will match up. History repeats generally, or at least rhymes, because of the human emotion and the human psychology. And the last is understanding how to read that through the charts.